Hello and welcome back to some more Ace Attorney Investigations. Miles Edgeworth. For the last episode, we finished up the penultimate case of the game, which was Turnabout Reminiscence, in which we got to see the time that Edgeworth and Gumshoe met. We got to see him interact with Manfred von Karma before everything went south. We got to see some more bonding between Edgeworth and Francisca. It was a whole cavalcade of amazingness, and now we are ready for the final case of the game, Turnabout Ablaze. Let's do it. Two cards, one of the Black Raven and one of the White Raven. A country torn in two, one to the west and one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again, the truth will reveal itself.
It's the Yatagarasu! Yatagarasu's here!
You accursed Yatagarasu! K! You! Something tells me this wasn't K. Something I got. Some kind of feeling I had tells me that wasn't K. Alright, 8 hours earlier. Okay. What a way to start this case. Okay, then. Yikers, the whole building's gonna burn down? Okay, then. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have a chance to relax and sip some tea. I gave it about 3 seconds. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gay Waterland theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Yeah, just in case you were confused about the timeline of this game. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back to back? Well, at least I have today, and all I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, nope. I was wrong. Thought it was gonna be Gumshoe.
This is big, I tell you! Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm?
And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind.
What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go! The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to just find herself, you know?
Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit later last night by your fake.
Say what?
Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we are still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay.
What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I got something much more important I want you to see.
Oh, and that is?
Take a look at this!
On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secrets. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this.
The date on the card mentions is today!
Today,
Come on, we gotta hurry, the embassy awaits!
I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating?
Well, it's a really special country and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that! Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today?
I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up.
Well then, you should get too wound up too! Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman!
You mean Miss Yew? The woman who killed Kay's father, burned Featherday 7 years ago. Calisto Yew. She claims to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom.
Ah! She makes me so mad! The phony! Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card until a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu was paying them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome!
The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article, it looks to me as though it could be genuine.
See, that's the thing! Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that that woman's involved, then nothing is! Come on, Mr. Edgeworth! Out the door you go!
Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why.
What's up? Any reason why you're blowing a hole through the newspaper with your eyes?
No, no reason at all. Very well, seeing as how Miss Yew is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this.
I knew you'd come around!
And so our final adventure of the game begins. The ultimate conclusion, the ultimate culmination of everything that's happened up until this point. By the light of this night's glory, the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. It's been so long since I've heard that theme song. Oh my god. Oh no. What a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy? Yeah, I would think that's a bit strange too.
Yeah, the climax is really awesome! Steel Samurai sushi slide. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move, and I apparently also choked on nothing. I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say though, this embassy is kind of set up funny. I mean, they have two countries showing the same building, but as you said yourself, this place and the countries in its houses are very special. Even the city is special in that it is a neutral zone shared by the two countries. So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries? The one that's called the Kingdom of Alabas, right?
Yes.
Seems that way, but you know who I'm really into? The Gem and Ninja.
Oh, buddy, don't start again. Don't start again with the Gem and Ninja versus Nickel Samurai BS.
Relic of Babel is sponsoring a Gem and Ninja stage show. That's something for fangos like me. We totally gotta see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Gem and Ninja show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show.
What happened to the Nickel Samurai? You know, since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja.
So anyway, about today's event, what's it called again?
The Kingdom of Alabas versus the Republic of Babel, Goodwill, Jubilee. The smaller European countries of the Kingdom of Alabas. In the Republic of Babel, these two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature, and it was called the Principality of Cordoba.
Is everything alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I'm alright, moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, although signs of the past remain. For example, their flags preserve the flower and the butterfly motifs to this day. Cordoba, huh? The KG8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Cordoba. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split into two. However, the Yatagarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something.
Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again?
If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabas vs. Babel Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other, but supposedly, that's why they decided to hold this event.
If that's the case, then why the verses?
Also, both countries claim to own the real primitive statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal.
Kanan, I remind you to take care not to succumb to your thieving desires.
Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself, you know that.
You better just be saying that in jest.
Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you.
And although we don't know if the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should spend some time examining this place. Okay. Well, who are you? Can we have a chat with you? No, that's not. I wanted to talk to these people over here. The pamphlets about the embassies here on the table.
It still looks weird to me.
The country split in two into a few years back. This reminds me of the episode of Phineas and Ferb, Save Summer, where the organization without a cool acronym and Love Muffin are sharing the room, but like they're polar opposites in terms of what they stand for, but they share the same room. Anyway, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since.
Oh, I guess because they don't have the money to build two separate ones, huh?
I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just tell myself to one of these. Embassy guide stuck into the page of my organizer. Okay. Oh. What is all the hubbub? Ah.
Hey, look, it's the Steel Samurai! And he's got his son, the
Iron Infant. Really? Not the Iron Giant. The Iron Infant. What the... Here we go again with the freaking Steel Samurai's costume. Okay. What's new, Steel Samurai? Oh wait, hey, it's Lana! It's Lana. No, wait, no. I want to talk to Lana. No, forget you. I don't care about you. I want to go talk to Lana.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at it for?
Please excuse me. Oh, yeah, I don't care. Written something down for me. Edgeworth from Steel Samurai, Steel Samurai, Daddy, Mermaid, and Neo, Tokyo.
Wow, an autograph. I think you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
I can't skip. Okay, great. I got the autograph. I want to go talk to Lana. No, I don't care. I don't care. I want to go talk. She's right there. I want to go talk to Lana Hart. It's been, I don't know. It's since Justice for All. Come on. Let me. And now, the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter. Oh, wait. And now, the Steel Samurai proceed to enter the Kingdom of Alabas to do something with an ambassador. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for the two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador from our own country as well.
There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world.
He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we'll show you next segment now. Cue camera. In just a few seconds, the Gem and Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Gem and Ninja will enter the Republic of Babel. He is set to meet with the ambassador of Babel at that time.
Ah, the Gem and Ninja show's about to start. We gotta get back to our seats.
Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas.
Well, the show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If we miss even a second of the Gem and Ninja's awesome paying, I'll never forgive you.
I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay?
No, you walked the wrong direction. Lana's the other way. No.
I guarantee you we could have talked to Lana. There would have been some cool dialogue there. Oh, okay, we're back.
Ah, I can listen to that A Ninja Mark for Death's Lullaby song all day. It's superb playing, and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And its heart-wrenching voice. Now that's the Gem and Ninja's greatest weapon. Ah, those pieces of Gem and Ninja merchandise over there. I gotta have them. I especially want the hair sticks they're selling exclusively with these shows. They're exactly like the ones the heroine Princess Missola wears in her hair.
Anyway,
hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
You're thinking of going home, aren't you?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely, it was simply a prank.
No way! I just know the Yatagarasu will show.
But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards.
Yeah, I did, but...
I figured from the very beginning this would be one being a wild goose chase.
But that card she sent was a genuine fake call.
A genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake.
Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now?
We've got a problem. Oh no. Oh no. The Yatagarasu's been spotted on Outpost. What?
You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony!
Kay, what are you doing? Kay.
Hey, what gives?
I'm sorry, but I don't need to search you before you may enter.
What the? Hey! The Steel Samurai just walked straight on through without one! Now, if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is going to escape!
Okay, your country's embassy is considered to be a part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country...
Mr. Edgeworth! I'm going to enter through the Babel and climb over the wall into Albus!
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. You would tell the prosecutor straight out that you are illegally enter another... Okay, are you listening to me?
Okay, Faraday, not coming through!
Someone stop her! Anyone! Lana, stop her, please! Oh no. Oh, what is this? March 14th, open air stage. Okay, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this. Of course she did. Ah! Oh no, what's happening? Fire! Too weak for us to handle! There's an Yatagarasu getting to Babel too! You are cursed Yatagarasu. Kay, you would better be alright wherever you are. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell happened? I mean, obviously I know what happened. The place burned down, but how? How did that freaking start?
I told you it wasn't me!
Hold it!
I love how he's just perpetually out of breath. Kay, are you alright?
Do I look alright to you? Now, can you do something about this woman?
Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's this. Oh, of course.
It wasn't me! It was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu! Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage!
A suspicious person?
A long black coat and a hood over the head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it.
What are you so worked up over? There is no reason for you to be this loud.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is correct? And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed this crime, is that also correct? You refuse to answer?
I don't need your answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority.
Hey pal, this what the heck does what you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like.
Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter.
Huh?
This office is considered to be a part of the Republic of Babel, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babelese government and Babelese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights.
Extraterrestrial rights? So do you really believe that the truth is out there?
Come shoo. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what we agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation.
No way, sir!
Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth.
Who?
Francisca!
Miss Von Garma!
Ambassador Pollyanna, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation.
It's really nothing. Manny was my secretary, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisca.
Well, I never imagined I'd meet you here of all places. This is an embassy, meaning you have no authority to conduct. Already? What is it?
Ambassador Pollyanna. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant.
Assistant?
Miles, what the heck do you think you're...
Please, I implore you, Ambassador Pollyanna.
Very well, I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant?
I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation.
There you go again, running at that mouth with that aloof expression on your face.
Francisca, please.
I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you should you have a brain lapse.
Of course, I'll keep that in mind.
If you are done playing games.
Right, let's begin the investigation. Okay, here we go. First investigation of the last case. Alright, well, the first thing... By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to asking, but why are you here?
Well, late than ever, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Babelese embassy today.
And why are police guarding an embassy?
Well, on account of the car they got from the Yatagarasu, they called us up and asked for help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years. It was a more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me.
Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. Looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands.
But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even packing noodles anymore.
Oh, gumshoe. Alright, so the first thing we need to do here is check the body. So our victim was the Secretary of the Embassy, I take it.
Many coaching. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable.
The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back.
We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle.
So Mr. Coaching was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? I don't know, but it's gonna be quite the mess to try to untangle it, I'll tell you that much. I want Mr. Levis to every suspicious looking... Okay, well, there's two things that immediately jump out at me. The first one's this knife right over here. Is this not the murder weapon?
Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood.
I suppose this means that we now know the crime was committed with this knife.
This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation on it, huh, sir? This thing's practically screams artsy at me, too! Although, it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing I said with it was artsy.
Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful.
Is that a butterfly? I guess, kind of. It's a bit of a stretch, but I guess you could sort of see that, like, at some angle in some distant dimension, maybe see that as a butterfly. Alright, now the other thing that jumps out at me is going to be what appears to be the Yatagarasu's key from the last case. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key, it can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago?
What? But that's...
7 years ago? Oh! You mean that case where I was framed, sir?
Yes, it's that piece of evidence that stole the life of Key's father 7 years ago, which was then stolen by Calisto Yew.
Oh, what? Mr. Faraday was killed with his key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife.
Scruffy. At the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in.
Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yew made him escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge.
I feel like the victim right now, all trampled on, sir.
I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... the fact that if you... where's the button? It's here, right? Yeah. This button right here causes it to turn into a knife. So let me just...
Oh, that's amazing, sir. That's some kind of magic trick.
Yatagarasu's key to jot on my organizer. I knew it. This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yew took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade.
I remember this as well. It's a fine motif, isn't it?
Yes, it looks like two interwoven lines crisscrossing down the blade.
Fine, sir. I think it looks like a bunch of stars if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, so it's like the place marks on our IDs.
I really don't think you can call these stars. Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. To say that the detective's art sense is undeveloped would be an understatement.
The real question is, why was the Babylese embassy secretary holding this?
Well, we didn't know how Mr. Kogan came to possess this key. We do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Kodopian embassy.
That's right. Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer.
I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Kodopia.
Why don't you ask Ambassador Pollyanna about what he knows? Supposedly he was a candidate to be the next Kodopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have.
Okay, then allow me to do just that. Let's have a chat.
I can't believe many fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is.
Ambassador Pollyanna, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police, that and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well.
You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating. Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have this.
I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe.
Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babel. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babel.
Now I remember, the Republic of Babel is known for its feverish tourism industry. Alright, let's start talking. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased Manny Cochin.
He was my secretary, and the embassy secretary is charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything, accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures.
I'm sorry, but did you say printing?
Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy.
I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression I've met him before.
Oh, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident.
Also, he's already sweating. The KG8 incident?
The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny.
Yeah, we already knew that. So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that did we not already know that?
Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame. He had such a bright future ahead of him.
Alright then, let's... Renovations. What exactly do you mean by renovations?
We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying to make our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is now no longer with us.
And let's talk about Kodopia. Ambassador Pollyanna, I was wondering if I may ask you about Kodopia.
Kodopia? Oh, alright.
First, I'd like to ask you about this key.
What about this key?
I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy, is that correct?
By closer inspection, it seems this key is shaped like a butterfly.
That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife.
Oh!
How fascinating! Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key?
In its knife form, there's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife must be from when we used to be a part of the Codopia.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
It has both of Codopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still Codopia.
Okay, so that's good to know.
Ambassador Pollyanna, this key was stolen from the Canopian embassy 7 years ago by Calisto Yew, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu.
Oh, really?
You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into the embassy at that time.
I'm sorry I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babal became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then.
Miss Gochin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. Well, that's all we can talk to about you. Jesus, we're all just huddled up in this one corner. We're all right next to each other. Hey, Francisca, how's it going? You got anything interesting to say?
Miles Edgeworth,
What is it?
let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate, and if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect.
What's with that giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca.
Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me.
I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then, why is she here at this embassy? Well, if I were a betting man, I'd say it's because she saw in the newspaper that the Yatagarasu sent the calling card here, so she's like, well, let's get the jump on that, if you don't mind. That's what I'm guessing it is, but I don't think we have any logic to go along with that.
I was investigating at the Albastian embassy when I got wind of this mess.
Ah, that's right. The Yatagarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well.
Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although, there was an incident at the Albastian embassy as well, but I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babalise embassy.
Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh? Great.
I see you've met. Well, he's in the Albastian embassy acting as bodyguard from Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there.
Alright, and then the Yatagarasu.
So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she, perhaps, trying to be the Yatagarasu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir!
Kay?
You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
So she's that feisty little girl.
Kay's been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here, looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all.
How so?
The Yatagarasu sent a...
There we go. That's probably the logic we have to connect with Francisca. Like, why is she here?
But all we had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sir? It's a breach of contract and it's going on the rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight.
I do wonder, though, if Calisto Yew really is the Yatagarasu. Alright, well, let's connect some logic. So Francisca is here because of the calling card that was sent. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room?
Dirty secret?
Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me this is no coincidence.
In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Babalise embassy, The head of the smuggling operation.
I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Okay, so we're supposed to talk to her again. Smuggling. Francisca, when we at last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that.
Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off.
This accounting document?
It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about all the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the kingdom of Codopia. Which means that somewhere in the countries of Albast and Babel is the head, the one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring.
That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. Good paper document data jotted down in an organizer. Okay, good to know. And that's all we can. Yeah, that's all we can say to you. Alright, what else? Well, the only thing. Let's see, what else is there? It's interesting. There's some knives on the wall back here. Look at these.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on the display rack, sir.
Knives, huh? Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately.
I guess the handles all got burned up by the fire.
So even the knives fell victim to the fire.
Ambassador Pollyanna, are these knives yours?
Yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamented metal knives featuring the national symbol of Babel. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Balbas' own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each.
But aren't there only 2 here? Ornamental knives, There's a small release on the tang of this blade. Mr. Pollyanna, what is this notch here for?
Oh, that. It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them, so that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course.
I see. So these knives will construct so that the handles can be easily removed. That's definitely going to be important later. Okay. How are things going, Kay? You alright over here? Kay, you alright?
You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it right?
Yes, of course I don't, and I promise to prove that it wasn't you.
That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can.
No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true.
Go ahead and try that if you're that confident.
I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. Okay. Can we look at this thing? Like the... Actually, wait, is that... Hold on. Gumshoe, move out of the way. Can I get you over here? Okay. So, let me look at the symbol on the thing. The symbols look kind of similar, actually. Like this symbol right here. Let's see if we can move. Move. What am I stuck on? What am I just? Did Gumshoe trap me in here? Here, maybe if can I get you out of the way if I examine the national treasure? Yeah, don't touch the statue. But there was a possibility that's related to the murder, wouldn't you agree?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate later if we find some solid proof.
So, yeah, I mean, I only checked this. This looks like the steel samurai that could be twins. I only looked at this so that I could just. Okay, great, whatever. Can I? Okay, I'm great. I'm unstuck now. Okay, I don't know why. You saw that. I was like stuck against the statue. Okay, let's actually look at this thing now.
Hey, it's a butterfly.
I believe it is a symbol of the. Yep. Okay. So now that we have that. What do you think the odds are drawing this big on the wall of an embassy? Definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism.
Well, I got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place is because I wanted to protect our country.
You may want to, detective. However, I've yet to see the fruits of your desire.
You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir.
What are you talking about? Gumshoe's come in great help over the course of the games we've played. What are you talking about, Edgeworth? All right. Well, the only thing that before we connect those logic pieces together, there's one other thing that catches my eye, which would be, how did I not see this before? The safe right here. A small personal safe.
This was Mr. Coachen's office, so perhaps he stored his most important...
What do you think the odds are that something's already gone from the safe? Of course it's locked. It appears that we won't be able to open it without the key. So, what do you think the odds are that this, the key that needs to be used to open this safe is the Yatagarasu's key? What do you say the odds are that that's the case? Alright, let's go connect some logic. Okay, so first things first, this symbol and this symbol are the same. So that's something we can connect. The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special bubbly species of butterfly.
It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here.
This knife is property of the public bubble. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room. And then the other thing is that I'm guessing the safe was opened with this key. We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Cochen's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps that is the key to the personal safe in this office.
Good thinking, sir.
It appears I was correct. The key was left to us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. Okay. So there's paper stuck under the wall, or the wall inside the safe. What do we have here?
Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Yatagarasu may not have everything, sir?
No, detective, I believe all we need is a closer look. Yeah, well, there's pieces of paper sticking out from underneath the wall of the safe. What is this here?
Looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir.
No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more like stuck in the safe.
Hey, you're right. It won't even budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen a paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that the secret to this safe is that... I guess it could have two compartments. Like, like maybe that's a divider between the two things that can, like, swing open. I mean, maybe if we grab the edge of it and we pull it out, it'll swing open to reveal another compartment behind it. That could be the case. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck into the back of the safe, I'd say that there was an extra bit of space behind this back wall of the safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment.
What?
I suppose that you are correct in asserting the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct and there was a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there was no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Well, there is that thing on the left.
Oh?
Yes, I believe the spot is the keyhole of Mystery Second Lock.
The safe and its locks. Alright then, since you are so sure of yourself, show me how you deduced your answer.
I mean, there's this. That might not be it. It might be these holes, or maybe just the edge. But I'm gonna try this first. Is this possible to connect to any of the evidence I hold? Can we use the key to open it? Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca?
The shape does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure this safe had two compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half? Looks so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out.
You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe?
That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove it to you right now, that the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it.
The Yatagarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this better be a very bad joke.
Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key.
Right now, yes, but if we set it back to its original form... We discovered this trick 7 years ago with the corner Miss Yew. But who would have thought that I'd see this key again after all this time? But, can I not... would that not be how... does it not look like the freaking... Maybe it's the knife? Like the knife itself? That could be it, actually. Oh yeah, that's definitely it, hold on. I'm thinking maybe it was the handle of the key. Like the part that goes out. Like the end of the golden bit when it's in its key form, and I guess this could also be it. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu key was originally made to open the Sakochin safe in the Kanopian embassy. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door that was safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see?
What are you talking? Ah!
It appears that you come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, this knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real fun function of this knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe.
But that's preposterous.
Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception it was always meant to be a knife. But if the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance.
Then it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe.
Yes, sir. Opening it now, sir.
These items there.
Bunch of funny shaped things.
You're in the way, now move, Scruffy.
I didn't think I was in the way.
These plate pieces of art. They're identical to ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world.
I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required. And I guess we'll just go through each evidence piece one by one. This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about.
Wait to me, sir.
Why don't we take a look at it before we give up, detective? Ah. Interesting. Because Francisca showed us the paper, it's a 2 out of 3. And these ones are 1 out of 3 and 3 out of 3. I wonder what the significance of this document is. Well, we have the third paper. So, here it is. Take a good look at these documents, Francisca.
It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here.
Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3?
Well, well, well. It certainly looks that way.
By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to all have arrived at an answer. It seems that you have now found what you were looking for.
Yes, and with this it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Babylese ink.
Babylese ink?
Babylese ink is a special product of the Republic of Babel. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported.
And that reason is?
That's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Cochin.
His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation.
But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice.
Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds.
You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested.
Francisca, you must know, the Manny Cochin was the suspect in the KG incident.
Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is a matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved.
Okay, investigation complete. That was pretty good.
Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you? This girl's the only one it could be. Now come along quietly, Yatagarasu, K. Faraday. You're under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin.
Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it! I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here, and he was already...
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes.
What is that supposed to mean?
I believe I told you that K. Faraday is not the culprit of this crime.
Very well. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are.
Alright then. Challenge accepted, Sheena.
Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babyliss embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu, and most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body.
Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she's the Yatagarasu, and that's literally her only reason.
Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu.
Ah! Look how many times do I have to tell you! I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu!
Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu.
Very well, then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Cochin.
Go ahead and try.
Oh, with pleasure. Okay, so her only piece of evidence is the fact that she claims to be the Yatagarasu. I'm gonna need some more information there. Just because she calls herself that, it doesn't prove that she's a killer.
No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I'll be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key.
I see. Logic is very sound. I expect nothing less of Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just didn't sound right. What did you say? I think I might have zoned out there. She wanted to steal documents regarding smuggling, so she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. What? She killed Mr. Cochin for the key, which is why the key was found on the victim's body? You're gonna try a little harder than that, maybe? Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic. A big old flaw in her logic. Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yatagarasu, I'm certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Cochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. Well, the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all.
Then, perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Cochin had the key on him.
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact.
Reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in.
That's not, you don't,
Perhaps she didn't know it was a safe second, can harm her before returning the key.
No.
The fact still remains that Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death.
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act.
Actually, I do.
Oh, then why didn't you open with that? Oh, you saw her holding the knife she used in victim with your own eyes, did you? How interesting. What?
Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars.
I can't wait. Because if you really had this definitive evidence, you would have opened with it. You wouldn't have waited until now.
The knife went in the body exclusive with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handles the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is
part of the 3 set, whatever. There's no kind of oh my god. That is your definitive evidence?
You see now she's apparently the killer, right?
No, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me! I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear!
And you came in here because you were searching the suspicious person.
That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Ah! Who's there?
This is... I came to this room upon hearing the girl scream, and when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her.
So the object Kay felt by a feet on the floor was the murder weapon. So, okay, so your evidence is you saw her holding the murder weapon... The thing! The knife rack! We don't have the knife rack. Do we have this logic? Maybe. Wait, is it... one of a set of 3 ornamental knives. Okay. Okay. Notice something. The blade of the knife covered in blood. The handle itself, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, what would you say the odds are that they switched the knives? That right? Because why else would that be there? Why else would that be a detail they put in there other than to say that the knives could be switched around? I think that's it. I think that might be it.
Our knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it.
But the suspicious person in the black coat who came into the room before me.
You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go?
That, I don't know, but I know they came in here.
It sounds like the death for the excuses of a suspected killer and not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's word, Mr. Edgeworth.
She has a point. Even if his words are the truth. I must shoot that they are some evidence. Okay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for you to prove that.
Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can.
Don't worry, I can and I will. With pleasure. That's the only thing that makes sense is if that's what actually happened. Is if these things were switched around. So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it, but is that really the truth?
What are you getting at?
I'd love for you to take a look at this. There was blood on the blade, and yet there was not a speck of blood on the handle. The signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to the blade. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon.
It wasn't the real murder weapon.
The knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? Okay. Can we take it apart at the middle? As you can see, the Bubbly's knife has now been disassembled into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the murder's weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Coaching was killed with this butterfly-themed knife. This is to clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. Well, that worked. Well, that went well.
The argument isn't airtight yet.
How so?
It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
No. That's just... No, that's not possible at all, because the freaking... Okay, hold on. So... Alright. Let me check the embassy guide again. Okay, so... There's no way Kay would have been able to bring the knife between the different sides of the embassy, right? But the symbol on there is, like, the symbol on the handle of the blade... Let me just check that again. Is a flower. Not a butterfly. So no, there's absolutely no way she could have done that. Yeah, no. You're just wrong. You're just flat out wrong. You don't come to this. Yeah. Yeah, this right here.
What is the mark on here?
It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means.
No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time and drink the sweet nectar.
And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to prove this relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this...
You can't be serious.
It appears that you've made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Albast. In other words, this blade is from one of Albast's ornamental knives. This part of the knife handle has Babel's national symbol of the butterfly on it, therefore it is undeniably Babel's in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when is the murder occur again, Agent Shinar? That's right, Kay entered the Bubbly embassy after the fire taking place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Albast inside of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the 2 countries during the fire, which means that the Kay could not have transported an Albastian object over here. It makes it impossible for her to be the true killer.
Woo! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What a great victory! Huh? Hey, why is everyone so quiet?
I'm happy we got this far and cleared K's name, but what worries me now is what will happen next.
What is the meaning of this? An Albastian knife here?
Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic Bubble? It didn't just find its way over, rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over.
You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run, and that's the way a real great thief operates.
Okay.
Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did.
Not really, but...
Ah, come on, you don't have to be so shy about it.
Your argument is still not airtight.
Would you elaborate?
As you know, the girl that wanted to commit the murder. However, there is still the possibility she is the Yatagarasu.
That again? Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, alright?
Whether you're the real deal or fake doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that the girl is the one who started the fire.
We didn't start the fire. Preposterous. On what grounds do you suspect of such a thing?
In fact, she calls herself a Yatagarasu. That in itself is the most elegant proof.
Miss Sheena!
Yes.
I have no intention. I am the great Yatagarasu, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as their own. The path of injustice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk it the best I can.
It's not good to be stubborn. I hope you can understand that.
Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you too, as a token of my appreciation. The sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay?
What?
Well, guess we better get going.
Going to where?
To the Kingdom of Albaste. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right?
I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Albastian knife came from, we'll have to pay the Albastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt.
Don't worry, I wasn't planning on it. Understood. Alright then. That was a pretty darn good start to this case. Really good start. Okay. I can already tell that this case is gonna be really freaking complicated. Alright. That'll be for this episode, so thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Goodbye.